My name is Donny and I've been with the business a little over 22 years. I really wanted to do a good job, but I was pretty terrible at the marketing end of things. I did not drop a single bottle in the field my first couple of weeks. I actually broke 2 bottles in the field before I dropped anything to a customer. Very frustrated. Was getting a lot of negativity from my friends and family because all they saw was me attempting to sell perfume, and I wasn't even very good at that, and I was making no money, and I was just getting a lot of pressure from the people that I was closest to quit. So it was tough. My first couple of weeks were really tough in the business. It took me 2 weeks to drop my first bottle in the field. It was tough, but that's when I sort of started to develop a thick skin, which is what carried me to today. Well, obviously my finances are a lot better now than they were 22 years ago. I think this business, it changed me entirely. Everything about me, I was shy. I wasn't really a people person. I would have liked to have thought of myself as a people person, but I was shy. I wasn't very outgoing. I don't think that I had a lot of confidence in myself. And this business really changed all that. Going through training showed me how to be a confident person. I learned how to talk to people that I didn't know. And that's something that I've used in every aspect of my life, not even the business. I just became more of an outgoing, positive people person. I think before I started here, I always thought what could go wrong, and this business taught me to think about what's going to go right. And I started seeing things more as half full than half empty, which is one of the major things that it's hard to change your perspective, and that business did that for me, which is helpful in everything that I do. I wanted a really nice life, and I had no idea how I was going to get there. I see people that walk into my office that have real talent. I have people that walk into my office that have musical talent and athletic talent, and I would have loved to have been a singer or an actor or an athlete, but I didn't have that type of talent at all. And the only other way that I knew that people became successful was by going to school and becoming a doctor or a lawyer. I come from a pretty conservative family, and that's the avenue of success. You're a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, and I just couldn't tolerate the idea of going back to school and borrowing more money. And I just thought that this was my one chance to become successful and lead the life that I want and be my own boss if I was just willing to put in the time and effort. And so that was it. I wanted to change my life. I wanted all these things, and I kind of felt like this was my only way to get them. So I got excited. I mean, it was hard, but I was excited about my future. Okay, so watching other people that have come into this program and that have worked hard become successful. I have a guy in my organization. His name is Early Gainer. He came in. He was part of Job Corps. He had a Job Corps van that used to drop him off every single morning. And I remember all the tough times that he had going through my program. And I remember his Job Corps wanted him to quit. And this is a kid that was just so stubborn and so determined. And now, not only is he open, he has a place and he has a car, and he's promoting and passing along the opportunity, and he's become financially successful. And to know that I had something to do with this person who otherwise might not have ever made it, making all this money, gives me such a sense of satisfaction, because it really shows me that I can change other people's lives. You know, there's a saying, there are different types of charity. You give somebody money, and that's one level of charity. You can give somebody money and them not know it's coming from you. So that's like a higher level of charity. But the greatest charity is to teach somebody to become successful and make money on their own, right? You can give a man a fish for a day, right? Isn't that the saying? And they can eat. But if you teach somebody how to fish, they can eat for a lifetime. And I really feel like this business has enabled me to take people and change their lives, and to watch people that had nothing, become successful and know that I had something to do with that. It's an incredible sense of satisfaction. I have a guy who ran an office for me that when he was in training slept in his car. And now he's a successful business owner with a home and a beautiful car, and he has a beautiful child. And he calls me up all the time just to thank me. Not for any question, just to thank me. And that gives me an incredible sense of satisfaction. It's the best part of the business. A million different ways. First of all, you have a future. There's no limit to how much income you can make when you're your own boss. If you work for a big company, if you work for Walmart and they're paying you $11 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, there's only so much money you can make because there's only so many hours in a day, and somebody else determines your financial success and your financial future. With this company, I determine how much money I'm worth. The harder I work, the more money I make. If I want to give myself a raise, I can bring in more people, I can promote out more offices, and I love it. I feel like I have something to look forward to every single day. I tell people this all the time. My worst day with this company is better than the best day I ever had anywhere else. Okay, this is sort of like a better version of business school. I mean, for college, I can tell you I spent years and years in college and borrowed thousands and thousands of dollars, and all it got me was a piece of paper that said, "Congratulations, you're broke, go look for a job." Here, we say put in a couple of months, make money while you learn, and then we guarantee you the business. It's way better than paying for school, in my opinion. Plus, you can make a lot more money doing this than you can off any job I ever heard of anywhere else. Can't handle. I mean, here's what I would tell parents now, and here's what I do tell parents now. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is about us teaching somebody that has no real education and no real management background how to run a business. So because we don't care about your education, and because we're not looking for experience, we basically have to start you from the bottom up. And it's a 4-phase program. Here's what we do. You come on in, we teach you the marketing end of things. You're going to be running a location where you have all these people that will be working for you out in the field. And you have to understand what they go through. So for the first phase, you're going to learn marketing. You're going to learn how to go out in the field. You're going to learn how to talk to customers. You're going to learn how to handle rejection. You're going to learn our pitch. You're going to learn how to work a territory. Once we feel that you understand how to do that, you don't have to be the greatest salesperson that ever lived, but you have to understand enough to be able to help somebody else who's going through it. We then move you into training and evaluating, where you're going to teach other people what you know, because if you can't teach other people how to do what you've learned, you end up doing it yourself. And a successful business owner needs to be able to pass along to other people the knowledge that they have. So we're going to teach you how to train other people. We're going to teach you how to run the meetings, how to stand in front of a room. I have people that have never spoken publicly in their life learn how to stand in front of the room and run a meeting and motivate people to work hard. And then we're going to teach you the business end of things. I mean, this is not rah, 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 sell, sell, sell. This is about running a business. We're going to teach you how to pay your bills, how to pay for the cost of the merchandise, how to pay your taxes. And then when you've done all that, we're going to give you the money to get into a location, your own location, where you can bring in as many people as you want, do as many bottles as you want, and pass along the opportunity to other people if they're willing to work as hard as you did. Not everybody's going to be rich, but we give everybody a shot. And we're going to teach you how to run a business. And I have friends that own franchises. And what did they do? I have a friend who owns a Subway franchise. They had to actually pay $25,000 to get the name Subway. Then they had to learn how to run the business, and they paid to learn how to run that business, just so that they could have their own location and be an independent business owner. Here we assume that most people don't have that type of money. And so we're going to give you the business for free, but what we're saying is before we give you that business, you have to understand how the business works. You don't have to pay $1. We'll let you make money while you learn. You're certainly not going to get rich. Like I said, you're going to make enough money to survive, but at the end of it, we give you the business for free. What are the other options? If you go to school, here you're a couple of months, you make a little bit of money, you get a business. You go to school, you have to borrow $50, $60, $70, $100,000. Invest 4 or 5 years of your life, and you're guaranteed nothing. If I'm weighing putting in 5 years of my life and borrowing $100,000 or a couple of months and making a little bit of money, and at the end you're guaranteed a business, I think that's just the way to go. The opportunity is real. This company has been around for 40 years. 40 years. The guy who runs the company, who owns the company, has been doing this for 40 years. And here we are. And we're expanding when all these other companies are downsizing. What I tell people that are getting started is if you're willing to put in the work, you will become successful. Lots of people say that they are willing to put in the work and then they're not. Because it's a lot of work, it's hard. But is there a payoff? Absolutely. My life is proof that there's a payoff to this business. And I just feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it, if they're willing to put in the time, the effort, and energy necessary to becoming a success. I say the same thing all the time. Everybody wants to be rich, but they want to hit the lottery. I feel like I did hit the lottery, but the lottery that I hit, the winning ticket, was the ad that I answered 22 years ago. And here I am today, best company ever.